Hey everybody, welcome to the videos for your make and takes for Fall Stampapalooza 2020. I'm very excited to share with you all the goodies that are going to come in your box, and then we're going to get started with our first projects. So when you open this up, you will find a big pack of cardstock. These are all of the pre-cut cardstock pieces for all of your projects. And then here is your goodie bag full of stuff. So you have a half a package of the Heartwarming Hugs DSP. You've got the Sequins for Everything. You've got a Creativity Cave pen, quite coveted by many. You have a roll of linen thread. You have a package of Wonderful Gems. You've got a Creativity Cave Post-it note pack. You're welcome. You've got a couple of tins. Ooh. You've got a package of the Playful Pets ribbon. You've got a roll of Misty Moonlight ribbon. You've got a half a package of the Trimming the Town, the Bold Brights, and the Plaid DSP. And then finally, you have a roll of the ribbon. There's also a little surprise in here, and I'm not going to reveal that surprise right now. Actually, it's hidden under here, so let me sneak it out. I will talk about it later and show it to you in another video. Okay, so we're going to get started with the Pines class. Just got to move my box. And so you're going to need to open your packet. Now, all of these are in individual packets, so that makes it a little easier. There's 5 different packets in here. So we're going to start with the first one, which is the Pines. And once you've pulled that apart, we're going to open this up. And on top, you've got a piece, a few pieces of paper. These are for scrap, and you'll be using them throughout the event. All right, next up, we have our first card. So keep these scraps handy. Actually, I think I'm going to put them back in here. And then you've got the other pieces that you need. Now, obviously, if you don't have the pieces that I'm using, that's okay. You can substitute for things that you do have. If you would like to purchase any of the items that I'm using, I would really appreciate your business. And you can find all of the items that I used in my online store. Okay. So our first projects are going to be using the In the Pines bundle. This is such a great bundle, and this is wonderful for Christmas cards, for masculine cards, or just cards in general. I love that there's the thinking of you in here, and so I think this is a really versatile set. The first thing that we will need to do is die cut ourselves a big tree. So you've got a scrap of Just Jade, and we're going to go ahead and die cut that out of your scrap, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that I have my tree die cut, I need to take this label. This is from the Celebration Tidings labels, and I want to go ahead and, take the snowbank die, and we're actually going to cut a portion of this off. You want to cut just above the little notches right here. So I will run this through my machine like that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what you are left with. So we will be placing our tree kind of in here, and then putting this back on, and then we're going to do some stamping, but that just gives you an idea of what it's going to look like. Now, next up, I'm going to take some scrap paper, and I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. So I want to take and stamp some of the trees in the background on here. And so I'm going to take the 3 trees and then the 3 kind of detail trees. And with this, we'll just go ahead and stamp. We're going to do the detail first, stamping in full strength, and we're going to have everything kind of ride along here like so, kind of some higher, some lower, like that. And then we'll do the detail. We're going to stamp off that first bit and then go ahead and stamp it down. So stamp off the first bit and stamp down. Stamp off the first bit and stamp down. So there we go. That looks great. And this is really messy, so I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, so that looks good. Then we're going to do the Peace on Earth below. Now, Peace on Earth is from the Wrapped in Christmas stamp set, and you can use whatever sentiment you would like. I'm going to stamp that in some Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to put that off over to the side over there. Okay, so let's put this card together because we're almost done. So first, I'll fold my card base in half, grab my bone folder for a good crease, and then I'm going to take and adhere this piece down. I want to make sure that these are lined up so that this is kind of centered top and bottom on my card. I'll go ahead and adhere this. Like so. And then we'll bring in our tree. That's going to go right there. And then I'm going to pop this panel up just a bit. You could also, if you wanted to at this point, add some clear wink of Stella on here. That would be really pretty. So maybe I'll just run some clear wink of Stella along the edge here. And then, like I said, I'll pop this piece up. So I'll use several dimensionals for that. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a little adhesive here and maybe a glue dot right about there to hold everything in place. We'll put our tree right there. Then I'll pop this up. And there we go. Oh, so pretty. One last thing that I want to add to my card. You've got some Misty Moonlight ribbon. I've got a roll that's open, so I'm going to use that. And I'm going to just tie a bow and glue dot it to my card. Oh, you know, I meant to do one other thing. You can take this piece before you adhere it to your card and emboss it with the subtle embossing folder. I totally missed that. You could also use the snowflake embossing folder, or winter snow, I think is what it's called, embossing folder. Any really subtle kind of embossing folder, meaning it's not too crazy. All right, I'll add my glue dotted ribbon on top, and then our first card is done, and this is just so pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? I almost forgot we need to embellish. These are the Adhesive Beck snowflakes, and they are part of your goodie bag. I found mine stuck between a couple things in my packet that I just showed you, so I'm so sorry about that. You can see there's kind of some pink ones and some like bluish ones. I'm going to use the bluish ones, and we'll just adhere several of these to your card, and these go on really nicely with the Take Your Pick tool. So you can just kind of sprinkle on several snowflakes. And again, embossing first is really cute too, with the subtle embossing folder or whatever you would like. Such a fun It's the tricky part is knowing where to stick them or deciding where to stick them. There we go. So cute.